Welcome back to Chatting with the Chasse podcast. This podcast is all about Jesus. My name is Dominic.
And I'm Lindsay.
And I say we're grateful that you're here every single time, but that's just how it is. We're so grateful that you're here, and we're grateful that we're able to talk to you about Jesus. So let them know what I guess this podcast is all about. It's about Jesus, but it's a little more than that.
Yeah, this podcast is just about journeying with us on like our journey, our faith walk with Jesus. And we're very real, raw, and vulnerable here. We are not speaking from a place of authority on any of these topics. We're speaking from a place of like, we're in the trenches right now. And yeah, this is just like, holy cow, that motorcycle is loud. That scared me. But yeah, we're speaking from a place of like, we're in this situation right now.
Yeah, we're speaking from our experiences. We can't speak any more than that. So everything you hear is just from our experiences, what we're either going through or what God has put on our hearts to talk about our past and our experiences. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can follow us on
Instagram and TikTok, and the username is different now.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, we changed it. She changed it.
Yes. So it's Linds.Chasse. So it's LINDS.CHASSE.
I got the boot. Because I wasn't in it as many as she wanted, so I got the boot is basically what happened.
Yeah, I just cut him right off. He'll still be there.
So
for some of the things.
Kind of sad about that.
That's all right. You'll get over it.
Yeah, I will.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
I don't even know. I think what we felt is hard for us is when you're in the feelings of not wanting to do it, in your feels, that I guess, that shouldn't be how it is. Like, your feelings don't matter.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. That's kind of what this is about. I mean, this is episode 10.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what?
First of all, this is episode 10, and that's amazing. We're so glad that we made it 10 episodes, and we're so thankful for everyone who watches and listens.
Should we do a giveaway?
A giveaway of what?
I don't know. A gift card again, like episode 10.
Okay, so if you comment on this YouTube, we're going to do YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, go to YouTube, watch the video, comment.
Subscribe,
and whoever we pick will get a $25 gift card to whatever. But what you have to comment is your favorite store.
Your favorite store. Okay.
So comment your favorite store, so then we know where to get the gift card to.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. Episode 10 giveaway.
So this episode is all about, should we trust our feelings?
Okay, that's what it's called. Should we trust our feelings?
Mm-hmm. What is your initial thought?
My initial thought of should we trust our feelings is heck no.
Yeah.
Because my feelings go up and down all the time, every day. And I 100% trust my feelings. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
I trust my feelings more than probably anything else, which is very sad and something I need to work on. But right there, I said I need to work on it. I don't need to do anything. I need to give it to God and let him work in me. So it's kind of just knowing that, and knowing that, like what we're saying, it's all an experience. It's all in time.
Yeah.
We're going to have to work through it, just like everyone has to.
Yeah. So one verse that I found for, trusting your feelings is Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? I feel like there's a lot to unpack in that verse.
Yeah. Which one? Did Jeremiah?
Yes. So the heart is deceitful above all things. And it says above all things, which means like the heart is deceitful above everything. Like Satan can deceive you, but if he gets into your heart will deceive you better than he ever could. You, like, your own opinions and your own biases and your own thoughts and all that stuff that you have like in your heart, that will fully deceive you, because once the devil gets into your heart, he is in your whole life.
And I think even the devil can use other people to get to your heart. So you can fall in love with someone. We're going to have someone on the podcast, we don't know when, hopefully soon, that her whole story is about a breakup, like how she started and how her heart felt, really. And so that's what I get from this verse. That's directly who I went to. And we are praying for her and can't wait for her to be on.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But the heart's deceitful. When you have that broken heart, like, Satan's doing that. And it might push you to God, and it might push you to something else. So I think just knowing that is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that? Like, explain a time that that's happened to you.
What, that I've been deceived? Or?
Well, not even been deceived, but have your heart hurt and look to the person instead of looking to, Satan maybe used that person to get to me. And now is pushing me away from God because I think the world's terrible because my heart hurts right now.
Oh my, I feel like that happens literally all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say when you and I started dating and like we were in the beginning of our relationship and some of the things that we went through, I feel like
there was no honeymoon phase.
There was like a negative honeymoon phase. Yeah. It was like...
It was the opposite of normal.
It was not good. But...
okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Off track.
Yeah, but I feel like in the beginning of our relationship when we were fighting all the time and we went through some like crappy stuff, and I think in that season I wasn't really fully like giving my life to God at that point, but I feel like I was like, how the heck could a good God make this happen? And I was questioning God's existence. I wasn't like, I was pointing blame at Dom. I was pointing blame at myself, and I wasn't pointing blame at Satan, who was the one that was creating all of the chaos in my life. And yeah, I don't know. It was hard, but...
Isn't she beautiful, guys? Like, honestly. I was just thinking that. Sorry, I didn't put that out. But yeah, I think that it happens every day almost. Like, you're going to look, like our pastor said today, you're going to look at the human person who did that. When that doesn't mean that person's bad. Like, if Satan, or not Satan, if the devil is using them to get to you, that doesn't mean that person's bad. It's just that happens. And I think it's just when that happens, looking to it, this is not a fight against flesh and blood. It's a fight against, it's a spiritual battle, and that's really what it is. If you're really getting deep into the word and becoming a follower of Christ, like a true follower of Christ, then I feel like the devil is going to come after you extra. Like I've said in multiple podcasts before, he's going to come at you extra. So just make sure when that does happen, don't look to flesh and blood. Look, okay, God, this is a spiritual battle. Can you help me? First, help me forgive that person, because it's not them that's doing it.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of brings it back to what I was talking about. I think it was the last podcast, just like Jesus on the cross literally said, forgive them for they know not what they do. Like that can mean, I feel like that could be applied to so many things, like to people that are doing things that you don't like, to people who are like personally like attacking you, or like, I don't know. People
or comments on TikTok. Like we can even bring up that analogy because that's a very vulnerable thing. Yeah. If you want to talk about it, I think that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah. So I posted something on TikTok that was like
controversial.
It was controversial. It was about like the new Taylor Swift album and how she has like demonic lyrics in it, and people were like ripping it apart. And and also I just want to preface this, like I do listen to some Taylor Swift songs, but I don't listen to the things that
22 could, like, everything gonna be all right.
But I'm more of like a country Taylor Swift girl. Like I like
country.
I mean, kind of, but not really. Like her new albums, like I don't really like anyway, but I don't know. It's just...
So long story short, she deleted it because of the comments.
Yeah, there was just people being not very nice, and I let other people's opinion of what I'm saying like overthrow what I felt like God was, saying through me.
And first off, to put that out there, because we're going to be honest, we're upfront in everything we say. We do think that those songs, I would blatantly stay away from. For me, hearing those lyrics, I'm blatantly staying away from any Taylor Swift songs. As much as I love her old songs, she has a differing opinion on that. But for me, I don't want to listen to her, because if she's going to... I don't care if people think it's a metaphor. Yeah. I honestly do not care. If you're saying that stuff, like I don't even know the lyrics, but I know you said a couple of them to me, and then you read them, and I'm like, why would I ever want to listen to someone that's talking about Jesus and God like that? She's disrespecting it. Yeah. Which, like I said, there's no wrath. I can't give any good wrath to Taylor Swift, but God has the ultimate wrath. He's going to have the end decision. So as much as I'm angry, it doesn't really matter. I just think that is like unacceptable, I believe.
And I think, but it's also important to consider that you don't know her heart. The only one that knows her heart is God. And if she was using metaphors in like a good way, or, I mean, I completely disagree with the lyrics that she used. And I think if it was any other religion besides Christianity, it would be a whole different story. But that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. Like... And you're totally right, the heart thing. Like, I don't know her heart. I don't know. God only knows. But for me, in my position, seeing her with all the influence she has in the world, why would you be doing that if your heart is a Christian?
Yeah, I mean, she said she is a Christian,
I'm saying, does that make any sense?
No.
Logically, in my head, that makes zero sense. If you have that big a following, that you're gonna, 12-year-old girls are listening to your songs and following everything you do. And if you're saying you're a Christian, if you're a believer, how are you saying that about God? I don't care if it is a metaphor or about religion.
Yeah, and I mean, also she's talking about a lot of more like inappropriate, mature themes.
Okay, let's get back.
So
that's a little Taylor Swift
Let's not
rant.
think about our feelings on this subject. Let's think about the facts.
That made me a little heated.
Because feelings clearly like wind you right up.
Yeah, we're talking about feelings and how not to respond to them, and I'm getting heated in the podcast. So I'm sorry, I need to take my own advice or take my own thoughts. But hey, we're experiencing this. We're walking along with you, and you can clearly see that as it's happening right now.
Yeah. So getting back to it.
Yeah, what were we even talking about?
I don't know. You completely lost.
Well, we went
actually,
to Taylor
no. We were
Swift.
talking about the fact that I deleted that video because I was caring too much about what other people were saying.
And your feelings got hurt.
Yeah, I was focusing on my feelings rather than the truth that I feel like God revealed to me, and I didn't realize that until afterwards. But
until at the group, she told me, and I got a little heated at her about doing that.
Yeah, we were at a church group, and I told him I had deleted it because people were saying very rude things to me, and yeah, that just wasn't great. But let's move on.
I didn't get that mad. I wasn't that bad.
Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. I really like that part. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Your own understanding is literally only what you can understand. That's what it's saying, your own understanding. It's not saying you have understanding of everything. It's saying your own understanding. That is completely influenced by how you grew up, what you learned in school, like
who you hang around with.
Yeah, who you surround yourself with, where you go to church. Like, if it's just like all these different factors can contribute to your understanding, but you will never have as much understanding as God, who literally like wove your life together and like created the framework of the universe. Like, you're not going to ever understand that much. So I just think that that's cool that it says like trust in the Lord with all your heart and just don't lean on what you can understand, because your feelings are completely false. Like, a lot of the time you could be feeling something that's real, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think you said it perfectly. Yeah, I don't really have anything to even add to that, except in all your ways acknowledge him. And I think that if we're talking about feelings, when you feel like you don't want to go into the Bible and read the Bible, go read a chapter, go read a paragraph, really sit down and do it, because then it will become a discipline for you, and then you will do it. So for like the only part I kind of want to talk about, because you said the top was perfect, in all your ways acknowledge him. So for me, this might go way off track with some people how they think, but from my understanding as of right now, when I hear that, it's in feelings anyway. When you're feeling it, go and acknowledge him. When you don't feel it, go acknowledge him. It doesn't matter. Just go acknowledge God is the person that put me on this earth. God gave me everything that I have, and acknowledge that everything you have is a loan from God. No matter if I feel like I'm hurt, if my heart's hurt, if I'm sad, if I'm so energetic that I can't sit down, make yourself sit down, even just for 5-10 minutes, and do that. And so I think that for me, if we're talking about feelings, that's what that says to me.
Yeah, definitely. That just made me think of something. You're like how you just said that you can't sit down sometimes. I found this really cool thing on Spotify. This is like a little shout out. It's called Streetlights Bible. And
Streetlights Bible sponsor.
Yeah, right. But it's kind of cool. They like read the Bible, but they put music behind it, and it's really easy to understand. It's kind of cool.
I've never seen it.
I'll have to show you after. But yeah, it's just important to acknowledge God, because if you're in the middle of a struggle and you're questioning his goodness and you're questioning his faithfulness, just be like, God, you have me here for a reason. I know it like feels crappy. I know I don't understand it right now, but God, he literally has you here for the exact reason that he has you here. You might not know ever.
And everyone that's around you, everything you have, every food thing you put in your stomach, everything you put in, like every drink, whatever you do, God has loaned you that for your life. It doesn't matter. That's not yours. Mm. So in what you're saying, when you get sad and stuff, all you have to do is stop and look around and be like, is God good? Yes. Does he have a path for me? Yes. I feel like anyone who wants to read really good books, John Maxwell, I've been reading him and he's like great. I think, no, that's a total different book I'm reading right now. I don't know who wrote it, but it's Lead Like Jesus. And it's one part of the book was when your feelings are hurt, when you're angry, when something happens, stop, look. Well, this is talking about asking people a question, but stop, look, and ask yourself, is God good?
Yeah.
Yes. Does he have a path for you? Yes. Does he put you on this earth for a reason? Yes. And if you can't answer those, that should calm you right down, because guess what? God has you there for a reason. Doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah. So I have a question. What situation have you been in that your feelings clouded your judgment and you may have doubted God's goodness?
I think we can go with the Taylor Swift thing right on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, I don't know her heart, but my judgment of her saying that to other people made me mad and clouded. Hey, God knows why. God did that maybe for a reason. Mm. Like God has victory over everything.
Yeah.
We're playing a game from victory. That's what our pastor's been saying, and we really are. We already have that victory. God has that victory. So why am I getting mad about Taylor Swift saying that? God has a reason for it. God already is playing from victory. So I guess that in that situation, if we're doing that, that's right now. And then sports, it's every game I lost, every hockey or every breakaway I missed or every whatever. Oh, I'm so bad. God, why do you make us lose that game? Like literally questioning him because we lost a hockey game. Mm-hmm. Hockey game does not matter.
Yeah.
And so I just think doing that, like, now that I'm not playing, I learned that. Like, dude, are you serious?
You're
like,
able
grow
to
up.
See with less clouded judgment when you're not in that situation.
Yeah. So I had clouded judgment based on my whole hockey career.
Because your feelings
were in it. Because my feelings were always in it, and that was my whole life. You see a lot of professional players, like on Instagram and stuff, if you follow like Christ athletes or whatever, say like, if I lose this game, it does not matter because I'm not a basketball player. I'm not a golf player. I'm a child of God.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I learned very late, like not in my life. I wouldn't say in my life, but in my sport career. Yeah. What about you?
Oh boy.
I don't know about you. Well, no. Sorry.
Oh my word.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
But I can't listen to it.
Oh, okay. So I think that when a situation that clouded my judgment because I was just so angry is when Dom and I got engaged. Sorry, my brain is all over the place today. But so we got engaged in May of 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Wow. Don't even remember.
And we were wanting to get married in October. So that would have been like a 6-month engagement. There's a hair in my nose.
Ugh.
Yeah. We wanted to get married in 6 months, and we really, I feel like deep down kind of knew that we wouldn't have been able to afford it.
Whoa.
What? You had just come out of like playing hockey and you were working a full-time job for like the first time consistently. You know what I mean?
It's messed.
But my parents saw that from an outside perspective with less like feelings involved, and they were like, yeah, this isn't going to work. This doesn't make sense. Like,
they wanted us to wait like 5 years.
Yeah. So I think that initial hurt of hearing them say like 5 years, like don't get married for 5 years, have a 5-year engagement. That was like, okay, well, I'll make it 6 months. Like I'll make it as fast as possible. So I was just like all ticked off, all annoyed. So we had like a little meeting with them and we were like, yep, we want to get married in October. And they're like, no, that's not happening. Like you can't do that. It's not going to work.
And I said, no, it's happening anyway. And then we left and then we got married 6 months later.
Okay. No,
end of story.
That's not what happened.
Oh.
But I feel like we left that conversation just feeling hurt, and I wouldn't say necessarily doubting God, but we were definitely like real ticked off.
Well, no, it clouded your judgment of
Yeah.
God is good, God has a plan, and God might be using your parents to do that.
Yeah. And I didn't see it like that at that point. I just saw it as like, oh, my parents are being jerks. I didn't see it as like,
Well,
okay.
that's like hurtful words.
Ugh.
It is.
Oh, I know, but that's what I felt.
Your parents were trying to look out for their daughter.
Dominic, I'm talking about how I felt then.
Okay, sorry.
Like, I felt like they were just being jerks. I didn't feel like they had the best like intentions for me just because I was so angry and I knew what I wanted. I wasn't thinking about like God's plan for my life. I was just thinking about me, like being selfish, not thinking about my family or anybody around me. And that really clouded my judgment. So I was like really mad at them for a long time. And then I feel like honestly, after we got married, we were like, I don't know if it would have even worked if we would have gotten married like 6 months after we got engaged, like financially and stuff like that. What do you think?
I think you totally didn't tell the story.
What?
Because we had a meeting. They said 6 months. Yeah. Well, they said 5 years to me when I asked to engage her. I said it again. Get engaged. And then it was 6 months, or then we had a talk, and Linda's like, yeah, 6 months. I just think it's like gonna work perfectly. It sounded exactly like you.
Get out of here. What is your stinking story?
So 6 months, and they were like, yeah, no. And so then we kind of left that meeting, I think, a little mad. And then we came back to them and had another meeting, and were like, hey, we're not waiting 3 to 5 years. Like, we're not doing that. Like, we're like, that's not happening. Like, that's just something we're not okay with. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, how about a year? If Dom, you have to work consistently for a year, do this, that, do that. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, and I think it was, like I said, like you saying like, yeah, my parents are a jerk. I don't think that is. I think that's like, I was trying to tell her maybe a little after, it was like, hey, if we had kids, you would want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to protect your daughter from not falling on her face when you go out and get married to a guy that has not worked a full-time job for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think they fully knew, like, not me, but like, I would never let that happen. Like, I would do anything to not have that happen. So it's like, and God had us. Like, it's not God had us. Mm-hmm. Had us.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, in that situation, I couldn't see that my parents were being caring. I just, like, I wanted my own will, and I just thought that they were being jerks. But now, like, standing from this perspective we have now, I'm very grateful for. And
God used them. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's like, yeah, your parents, yes, but God instilled that in them because God knew, like, hey, 6 months now, you guys are going to start financially really struggling if you do that. So no, you're going to have work for a year, and then like that's probably, it's like God's like, nah, like I don't know anything of what he thinks because he's amazing and way better, but like I'm just saying, like that's probably what it was. Like, you're crazy, Dom. Like 6 months, really? Like, what do you no? And so it was kind of like that, I think. And so he used them to uncloud we really didn't uncloud our judgment until after we got married. I don't think we uncloud our judgment till we got married, and then we're like, oh, definitely God like did that. There was that for a reason that we waited that long, and now it's perfect timing, and we had a perfect day, sunny day, like everything.
Yeah.
I cried.
I know. That was
I didn't think I was gonna cry. I felt like a little baby after, and photographer got a picture of it. It was even worse.
I didn't cry. Not during our ceremony.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Sorry. But all this to say is like feelings are fickle and they're fleeting, but God's word is unchanging. Yeah. Like the Bible is never going to change. It applies yesterday, today, and forever. Like it's the same. It's never going to change. And we're saying it's always there. Mm-hmm. Like you're never going to, like when you're in a season that you really want to read the Bible, go read it. Maybe read it extra. There was a season where I was literally like anytime I'd had any time, we didn't want to turn on the TV, I would just read the Bible. And now, like, last couple weeks, I haven't been like that. I haven't been like, I really want to be in that. But I still sat down every day and read a chapter or two and really tried to chew it. So I, like, was learning. Mm-hmm. But then that makes you want to get into it more. And so I think that knowing that you're going to have seasons where maybe you're not feeling it, but feelings don't matter. Yeah. Go and do it because God created you. God put everything in, like, your world. He put that in for you. He loaned it to you for your life, for however long he has you on this planet Earth. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think feelings don't matter.
No. They do. They keep you safe, but...
Well, we're not talking about fight or flight here. I'm talking about like the feelings of not wanting to read the Bible, not wanting to get close to God, because there are feelings like that.
Yeah. Like
they are. I'm not saying that people don't have those 100%. I'm saying when you have those feelings, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because then Satan's like, I can't get this guy. Like, I can't get this guy because he's putting his faith in God. So God is fighting me. Because we can't do anything without Jesus. So if Satan's like, like we're going to force him or try to him not read the Bible, and then you don't read the Bible because you're putting your own whatever energy for you to try to fight the devil, you're not going to win that.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Word and go to Jesus and read it and really study it,
okay.
The devil has nothing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And we're like, so what we're trying to do on this podcast, because I just wanted to say that, like, we might be a little weirder this time, but I think that's what we've been missing. Like, we're not trying to show you that I can speak perfectly and I'm not like a weirdo. Like, I think that's like for our first podcast, it's kind of what it was. Like, well, we did talk funny and whatever and like about our real lives. We're telling you our real lives, but I feel like we're trying to act like we act together. Like that's, so if we're weird and you think that we're weird and you don't want to watch, hey, I mean, more power to you. You're watching right now still, so maybe the little weird isn't too weird, but we're trying to show you like our real lives and our real selves.
Yeah. And
so
we're really grateful that you're here.
Yeah. And it might not be all little shiny or whatever. I might sound really dumb half the time or you don't have any idea of what I'm saying. And well,
that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're grateful you're here. Thank you so much for watching. Do you want to pray?
Oh, we're ending it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. Make sure to share this with anyone, like anyone, Chatting with the Chasses podcast. Make sure to share it with your mailman, your dog walker, your cousin, your crazy uncle, your sister, your brother, your pastor.
Yeah, even if you're sharing it with somebody just to be like, hey, these people are nuts. What the heck are they doing? Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's true. Like, these people are crazy. Go and watch them. But something like that. Like, just share it. And if you see us, say nice job, say terrible job, say you guys are weirdos, and that's fine. All that's fine. We just want to interact with you guys. Yeah. Comment below for a gift card, $25. Comment below your favorite store, like and subscribe this video to Chatting with the Chasses. And we'll send out a $25 gift card to whoever wins it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just grateful that you're here. I don't know anything else. We're just so grateful to do this. And it's really, we have a lot of questions of, is it more us talking to you guys or is it like helping our journey? And I think it's helping more our journey. Yeah. And so you're kind of seeing that, and not like we're having like 1,000 people watch this, but like, thank you guys for watching, and just tell us what you think about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we hear like people talking to us about it, and that's great. But make sure you put it on like YouTube or something. Yeah. So where can they follow us?
On Instagram and TikTok at linz.chasse.
And every single Friday we're going to post. So make sure you come on YouTube and watch that every Friday. Yep. And always remember, Jesus loves you.
And so do we.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.